Hi everyone, thank you for stopping by again. Today I'm going to show you some thank you cards that I'm making for my essential workers in this COVID-19 crisis because we all know they deserve it. So I'm going to start with my card base, 5.5 by 4.25. That was Bristol smooth paper, and this is watercolor paper that I'm starting with. This is cold pressed cheap Canson paper. And I'm using my Distress ink in chipped sapphire, and I'm just smushing it onto my glass mat. And I'm taking my watercolor brush and putting some water in it. And I'm just gonna make some vertical lines here. And I do want it to kind of have a very hand-painted look, so the squigglier the better. And all I'm doing is just going up and down, going back and forth into my color and water and making it, there's a little bit of layers here, but not too much, so it's not super complicated. It just kind of flows together really naturally, which is awesome. And it turns out to be a really pretty watercolor look for a background. So now I'm taking this, it's acrylic ink, and I really prefer using these for splatters. I find they come out really nice and opaque. And I'm just mixing some water in with a synthetic brush. Now this is not a watercolor brush because you want it to be very stiff. And I'm just flicking it on there. And you kind of get just a really pretty splatter that adds a really cool dimension to your work. Now I'm taking the Simon Says stamp set. It came in a card kit, but I'm taking this huge floral arrangement and I'm popping that in my Misty, and this is the Bristol smooth cardstock. It's not cut to a particular size, I just need it. I'm gonna fussy cut the image out so it doesn't matter. And I'm going to ink that in Versamark ink because I'm going to be using a watercolor medium, and Versamark doesn't smudge with water mediums because it's a pigment ink. So I'm just pressing that on there, trying to get a good image. I got it the first time, woohoo! And now I'm taking Arteza Real Brush Pens. These are a watercolor medium, so I'm going to be blending it out with water and a watercolor brush. So you can see I always start with the shadows. This is really the easiest and simplest way to watercolor. You just using the marker, color in your shadows and then blend it out with some water. I'm just blending upwards, and sometimes if I get a too concentrated color in one area, I will go in with more water and remove it. So just putting water on my brush and going in will take away some of the pigment. And I'm just kind of demonstrating for you here how I do the flowers. I'm going to do the same technique on all the flowers, just paying attention to where I think a shadow would be. It does take a little bit of practice. Not much. It's just kind of a basic knowledge and knowing your reference. Sometimes you mess up, and honestly, most people probably wouldn't even notice. So I don't worry too much about the shadows. I just try to put them in there so that you get this really nice dimension with your watercoloring. Can we just talk about how crazy these times are? My salon is now closed until April 30th. It was just announced today by the governor, so that's nice. Now I'm going to show you, I'm going to paint the centers with the green color that I picked. It's kind of a nice olivey color, and I'm going to also do the leaves in this color. So I'm just going to show you that really quick. But honestly, thank God for all of our workers who are still out there, doing their jobs, especially the healthcare workers. I can't even imagine what their emotions are right now, and I pray for them every day. And I'm definitely giving out these thank you cards to real people. Maybe my mail lady, maybe my trash man. I do know an ER tech, so she might be getting one too. We'll see. So there's my finished product, and now I'm just going to fussy cut that out. And there we go. Now I'm going to take my watercolor piece and I'm going to put some tape on the back and attach it to my card front. It's the same size, so pretty easy task there. And then I'm going to take my floral arrangements. And this I'm actually going to pop up, so I'm going to put some 3M foam tape on the back. And I'm going to put it everywhere as much as possible. And peel the backs off and stick it to the front how I like it. I kind of like the leaves pointing downwards. And now I'm going to take that thank you stamp from the same stamp set, and I'm going to put it on an acrylic block and with the same Versamark ink. This is my favorite of all time for any type of black stamping. And I'm going to just kind of put it in the corner there very carefully. I'm going to try to get it in one go because I'm not using the MISTI. And voila, there's our first thank you card. For the next card, I'm going to start with the same 5.5 by 4.25 card base. And what I did was make some frames with these A2 layer dies from Waffle Flower. I made 3 of them, die cut 3 of them out, and glued the frames together. Now I'm using this Cartabella paper pack, and I chose this piece because I'm going to fussy cut out 3 of these arrangements here. I'm going to do the one I'm cutting out now, the one above it just to the left, that smaller one, and then the one directly above it. So I have 3 total. And here's those. This is a great way to utilize your paper packs, is to fussy cut out your own embellishments. So now with that frame that I die cut out, remember it's a 3 stack, so it's a little more dimensional. I'm going to use my Gina K Connect glue and attach it to the front of my card. It is a little bit smaller, so there's going to be a little bit of an edge peeking through, which I think is super cute. I love that look. And now I'm going to decide how I want to arrange my flowers. I definitely want the biggest one in the middle. And I think I'm going to stick the other 2 behind it so they're just kind of peeking. And almost there. I think I picked that one. So the back 2 that I tucked in are going to be glued flat. So I'm just using my liquid glue here. And then with my larger piece, I'm going to pop that up for some dimension. Make it a little more interesting. So I'm going to use the 3M foam tape again. Put as much around there as I possibly can. Not worrying too much about the little pieces that come out. That's usually not an issue in my experience. And I'm going to place that how I like it. There's that so far. And now I'm going to take this Thanks die. It comes with the shadow and the script. I think it's really pretty, and it's a very affordable die, and I've used it in so many cards. I've definitely gotten good use out of it. And I'm die cutting those out of black and white, so the shadow is black and the script is white. And here I am putting liquid glue on the sentiment, and I'm going to attach it to the black shadow. There we go. And then I didn't show it on camera, but I just put some more liquid glue on the back of that, and now I'm attaching it to the front of my card. And now I'm taking this Tiny Words stamp set from Simon Says Stamp. It has so many really good sentiments to use. And I ended up taking one that says, I think it says, "You're so amazing." And I'm going to stamp that with my Misty, because the Misty really helps me get things straight because of that white grid on the acrylic part. And I'm going to stamp that again with my Versamark ink. And that's the card. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you like these simple cards. My goal was to have us use stuff that we already have so that we don't have to keep buying new stuff. Thank you for watching. Bye.